Welcome back to That's What They Said, an educationally conversational podcast where we address all the things that aren't in the college brochure.
Hey guys, we're so excited to be back.
Welcome back.
4. Welcome back.
La 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 la.
Me win.
Okay. Welcome to episode 4.
What's it called? Halloweekend?
Halloweekend.
Yup. We're pre-recording this because we have a special guest with us for this episode, guys. I'd love for all you to meet Frank. Frank, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Yay!
Frank, give us a little spiel about who you are.
Yeah. Well, my name is Frank.
Right.
Okay.
That's
I am a senior at UNCW, majoring in psychology.
Ooh.
He's so cool. He's so cool.
Yeah. Right. Oh, thanks. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Good.
I have known Ju since about 2021-ish.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
And then through Ju, I met Kieran.
I've known Kieran for 2 months.
Right.
It's been longer.
Well,
than 2
no.
months.
I met you
Like spring breaks, like April, March.
Yeah.
March.
Oh, so
5
months.
we go back.
We go
Like,
back. No,
we
way
go
back.
back.
But we clicked pretty quickly.
We
too.
did. So it's
like
basically actually been longer than you known Julia. Like we're just like
Right.
actually close.
I mean,
so.
if that's what they said.
And that's what
Hey.
that's what they said.
I
No,
mean,
and that
to name drop the pod.
right.
So we're very glad to have Frank here. Yeah, I'm like so excited. We were talking earlier, and he was nervous.
I was. Well, because I mean, I don't know. I really enjoyed the episode so far, and I'm just happy to, contribute this time around.
We're happy.
This
We're
time
happy to
around.
have- This time around. Yeah, we're excited to have a new perspective in the mix.
Yeah.
Even though we low-key think the same way, but that's fine.
Well,
It's been. We don't want to get too crazy.
All
let's
right.
get right in.
We're gonna start with Hilo Buffalo.
Like we always do, as in the
always.
one time.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay, Kieran, hit it.
Okay, Hilo Buffalo.
Right.
My low is that I bought these new like Keurig pods, like the Food Lion brand, and they're salted caramel. So I was like, oh, these about to be bust, because one thing about me is I always put like caramel in my coffee when I like to like sweeten it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not good. It actually just tasted like so artificial. I thought I was drinking like straight syrup, and I was like, okay, perfect. So I feel good about this. My high is that I like went to class like one day this week, just like with fall break and like my schedule and everything.
Yep.
Also, my mom baked pumpkin chocolate chip cookies last night.
Nasty, so yummy.
I love pumpkin chocolate chip cookies so much. Like one of my favorite things about fall is the food, because me and pumpkin chocolate chip are real tight.
That's so fire. I
like-
love like that combination is so good.
Yeah.
So good. My buffalo. What did I do this week? What did I do for fall break? My buffalo is that I went pumpkin picking with my family. So this past weekend. So now my apartment has pumpkins in it.
Yay.
And I'm very excited about it.
Did you like carve them or paint them yet, or?
No, they're just like decorative ones. So we like went to
Okay.
this like pumpkin patch. We went to Jean's so they also do strawberries, so they're Jean's Strawberry Farm, but then you can also like year round they like change the produce.
Right.
So not that means anything to you guys, but so Jeans. Right, yes.
Hey,
So
we wear 'em.
Love jeans.
Love them, shout out. You just go and you just like grab them, and they have like the white ones, the green ones, like all the different kinds. So I got like 3. So now my apartment's like super decked out.
Yes,
So
3 whole
with
pumpkins.
3 whole pumpkins.
You're
So
right now.
feeling good. What about you guys?
Frank?
Oh, me? Okay. Well, my high, we went to the state fair yesterday.
It was
And-
really fun. We were like, Loki, we were there for an hour, and I was like, well, I'm about done.
Time to go.
But then we got like kind of like a second win because we ate so much food. It was like, okay, we like have to walk around now.
We needed that energy boost for sure.
Yeah, those cheese fries really boosted my energy.
Yeah, we know. Missed the dog bowl.
My cheese fries came in a freaking dog bowl.
It was
Oh.
like the most humbling thing, but
That's very
it was also
aesthetic.
really funny.
And they were bust. So.
They were really
Anyway,
good.
continue.
But yeah, my high specifically about the state fair was that I really got my hands on a turkey leg this year.
Yes.
As with every year.
I was gonna say, it's like my annual turkey leg day, and I was just really excited to.
And I witnessed
Chow
him
down.
eat that thing. He was like, he ate the entire thing.
Okay.
A chow down.
He
Perhaps.
gnawed on that thing.
Did you lick the bone clean?
Oh, he did. It was clean.
I would not say it was clean,
I
but
would
it
say
was
clean.
it was pretty much gone.
A little spare.
Oh.
A little sparse.
Oh, maybe a little bit. Yep.
Spores.
But yeah, that was a really fun day. Got to see the family,
Oh,
you know,
the
the
family,
spirit
you
of the
know,
fall spirit.
you
I
know.
love it. I really do. But yeah, that was my high.
Mhm.
And my low of the week is that I've had a really busy week. And usually, like, I have all, like, my midterms and final assignments before fall break.
Right.
Mhm.
But this year, all my professors were like, well, hey, have a good break, but then you're going to be slammed with all the work.
Of course, right.
Perfect.
So I would just, like, every day I was like, when is this going to end? And, like, I would, like, wake up the next day and be like,
I have to
We're
wake up
back.
again
We're back.
tomorrow.
Right.
It'll
like-
end in December, then
it-
you'll start back over in January.
exactly. There you go.
Yeah, but hey, you graduate this year, so.
Final fall semester.
Woo!
I'll cry. But yes, this is exciting.
Okay,
It's
moving on, moving
exciting.
on. So your buffalo.
Right, my buffalo. This kind of ties in with the low, but it's anyway. Well, it's a high.
Anyway.
I did for one of my seminar classes, which hey, shout out. It's a feminist psychology topical seminar, but
Ooh,
the hook is that it's like Taylor Swift themed. And
this makes sense.
okay, and
Frank is like the
this
world's
tracks.
biggest Taylor Swift fan.
I mean, yeah, I'm not,
Oh, so
and
how
I'm
did
proud of it.
Now, I want to inquire about the new album that just came out because I have some friends who are big Swifties, so I had to listen to the whole album the day it came out.
Had to.
Had to. Underline on the had, all caps.
Right.
I low-key thought it sucked.
T. Okay.
Not
Sucked.
sucked. I thought it was awful. I mean, not that I like rock
blows.
with. Let's blow this popsicle stand. That's my favorite thing to say when I leave somewhere. Anyhow, I think that everything pre "Look What You Made Me Do" was fire. I rock with that era of T. And then T Swifty, me and my girl. And then afterwards, I just think it keeps going downhill. Like I respect what she's putting out, but I just thought this album and all the Swifties on TikTok were agreeing with
Money
me that
grab.
it was a bit of a money grab.
Okay, so maybe it's just because I love her.
Sure.
I did enjoy the album. However, is it my favorite? No. And I do like I see some of the points people are making.
It
so
just-
Girl boss too hard to the
stop.
sun.
I don't want to talk about that, unfortunately.
I
because
think a lot of the like tea about it is that everybody's like it's not what she marketed it as because
Mm.
like all the promo like photo shoot stuff was like ooh like she's like giving like jazz club a little bit like baddie showgirl and then it played and
like
it was all pop.
elegance and just like
Right.
It was all
You
the
know.
same like whisper sing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And this is like kind of I mean, not to get on a spiel here, but like the same thing with Midnights.
Yeah.
Like she marketed it as like depressing, like the nights that like
Dark.
dark,
Yeah.
like the nights that keep you the things that keep you up at night.
Yeah.
The nights that keep you awake.
And then
for.
just like pop hits, which hey, I'm here for.
No,
I love that album.
I love Midnight.
But it's just not
not what we
the
said.
vibe was supposed to
Of
be.
course,
Right.
yes,
But
right. Teach
Give,
your own.
also, give it a few months and everyone will, come back
Oh,
around.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
the next Target hit.
oh yeah.
Trust.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Anyway.
Anyhow, so
You
your
know.
But-
buffalo.
right. Back to the thing. My buffalo. Me and my partner had to give a 3-hour class discussion.
Oh.
Isn't that
Like
crazy?
we led the class for
3
the whole
hours.
Right.
3 hours. And our topic it was on sexuality and it was
Wait,
which-
this is low-key
this is
really funny
funny.
because his partner were the only 2 men in that class, and their teacher assigned them the like topic of sexuality for their 3-hour speech.
right, and it's like, like I see that's why'd you say yes, like,
Right.
that sort of thing.
Right.
It was funny, but yeah. So it was a good old time though. Let me tell you, the second I left that classroom, like a bus hit me. I was drained. I don't
Yeah.
know how professors do that all day, like talk for hours.
You talk for hours all day.
Well, it's like stuff that I'm interested. Like not that I'm not interested, but it's like
You're not
It's
interested
casual
in sexuality.
conversation.
exactly.
Got him. So Jew, Hyla Buffalo.
I love Buffalo. Well, I mean, I would say my high low-key was this morning. We went to a coffee shop. We were staying with my grandparents, and by we I mean me and Frank. And went to a coffee shop this morning, and as some would say, we beat a dead horse that we have been beating for a long time.
I love beating a
It
dead
was-
horse.
You will understand because I beat the same horse with you. It's
Sure.
it's about the banana bread guy.
Yeah.
I was giving another rant about how I don't understand the way that he thinks and the stuff that he says. And anyway, so we just talked about that for like an hour, and it was a good old time.
Our bats were held high.
Our bats were high.
Horse was laying on the ground.
Right, and names were being dropped, but it's fine because nobody there knows us, so it's chill. My low, I don't know. I've low-key had an anxious week this week because because State Fair makes me anxious because it's so many people, and then also my contra dance is tonight because we're pre-filming this.
Woohoo!
Yes, I hope to see you all there. But yes, I've been like low-key stressed about that because like the pianist for the band emailed me last night. I was like, hey, I've actually been vomiting all day, so I won't be there, but somebody else will be there. And I was like, so okay,
perfect.
that's really good. That's exactly what I wanted. Buffalo, I would say, is honestly, I have no idea. Oh, it's open house today, which I didn't know.
I don't even understand what that means.
I don't know. Because I pulled up on campus this morning and I was like, so there are 8,000 people here that are usually not here. Like, these people are parents and their children. Like, what are we doing?
I know there's people directing traffic. I was like, to what?
So,
like,
yeah, like, there's
dining
no game.
hall?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
what?
nobody wants to go to Fountain that bad. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. But, yeah, so that was my Buffalo, I think. I, like, can't remember anything I did past, like, 3 hours ago. So.
Same.
Yeah, it's just that kind of day. And, like, also, it's low-key weird that we're in here, this room. It's, like, so dark, and outside it's, like, the middle of the day.
Well, because normally we film at, like, 7 p.m.
Right.
Really?
Like, on Mondays or Tuesdays, we film from,
That's
like,
our
7
only
to
free
10.
time.
Yeah.
Real.
Because we're busy during the day.
Right.
Busy bees.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. All right, so High Love Buffalo, Slay. Now we're moving on to Halloweekend, which is the topic of the episode. This is, I feel like, okay, what Halloweekend is the weekend of Halloween. Wow, who would have thought?
What?
Oh my god.
And you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Right.
I'm gobsmacked.
Right. But like last year, it was weird because Halloween was in the middle of the week, so everybody was
I
like,
forgot about that.
Right,
It was,
everybody was
on
like,
Thursday.
yeah. People were like, is it the weekend before that's Halloween or the weekend after? So obviously the solution is you party both weekends.
Obviously.
Right. But like this year, Halloween will be the day this episode comes out, and it's on a Friday.
So we're about to turn up.
Turn up. It's like both Halloweekends, but combined into one. So it's like super Halloween.
Super Mega Ultra Halloween.
So in college, Halloweekend is like the biggest party weekend of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because like after Halloween, it's like you gotta lock in.
Yeah, for like 4 weeks, and then
It's Christmas.
you're gone.
Well, it's winter break.
And then like the next, I guess, bigger party is
Spring break.
yeah,
Like the
and-
weekend before spring
Yeah,
break.
and that's
Right.
like
And
not even
even
a party on campus.
Yeah, because people
Yeah.
are like going places. It's like not centered to here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's really. I don't really think there's any other holidays that are big. Like
Maybe St. Patty's Day.
Mm,
But that's just
people
like
could take
pubs,
it.
like
Yeah.
beer, like bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like anybody has an excuse for a party.
Right.
Easter! I'm gonna turn out my little chickies. Like, let's go!
Everybody dresses as eggs.
Yeah, you want an egg?
Oh my god.
It's Flag Day, y'all. Crack one.
Yes. Crack one open. Okay, so I want to talk about what we plan on wearing this year.
Yes.
And like, well, because I personally will be going out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Same.
So that means 3 costumes, obviously.
Obviously.
My main costume I've been working on, I'm gonna be a mermaid.
Okay.
Because I have a mermaid tattoo now, guys. So it's really
Cereal.
fire. Thank you. I got this like skirt that looks like a crocheted net situation, and I cut the underskirt out, so it's just the net, and then I cut a slit down the side, and then I sewed pearls all over it. It took me forever, and then I found this other like floor length skirt that was like metallic blue, and I cut it to make it a mini skirt, and I used the rest of the fabric to make a top that I just sewed onto an old bra, which I then am gluing pearls onto that.
Yeah.
And like
so it matches.
yeah,
Ties in.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of ribbons and like chains and like pretty things on that. So that's my like main costume. And then I also thrifted like like a 1920s like flapper dress.
I have one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, of
You
course.
should wear it.
Fun fact, I have one, so if you need it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I thrifted a red one, and I also have this like corset that I bought like years ago that I've never worn, and it's red and black and it has like lace, sleeves. So I was thinking I could do like a circus like
Yeah, a little
clown.
ringleader.
Yeah, or
I
something. So I
like
would
that.
wear the dress as a skirt and then the corset on top, and then do like pigtails. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was telling somebody about this, and they're like, "Oh, you'll be like sexy Harley Quinn." I like that. And I was like, "Okay, yes." I don't really watch the Harley Quinn universe
Lore.
stuff, but
Yeah,
like,
sure, DC.
yeah, she slays.
Yeah.
I
was Harley
love
Quinn for
Margot
Halloween.
Robbie.
Yeah,
Love Margot
Love
Robbie. She's
Daddy.
coming out with a movie with Jacob Elordi.
Wuthering
I've seen
Heights
it.
with
Yes.
Charlie XCX on the
XCX.
track.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing the
Oh,
soundtrack.
Oh my God! Did you see Trisha Paytas is in Euphoria?
Yes, I saw that yesterday, and I actually jumped physically up. I panicked. Like I just was filled with such like what? Then my eye twitched and I went off the ground. My knees bent.
Yes.
Cancel me if you want. I am just so happy for her. Like
I
She
love
gets
Trisha
everything she could ever want.
She-
Like it's so cool.
and I think like the trajectory of her life is on the upturn, and
Yeah,
like she's
she's-
getting.
yeah,
I'm
she's
just so
getting
happy
there.
for her.
What really killed me is when none of the original cast is returning.
I think
that
they are.
sent me not according to the poster I read.
There's a they made an earlier one like months ago. This was just like for the like side characters.
The
Well,
I
so-
thought.
new people.
Well, I saw that like it's a returning cast and new cast, and none of the.
I did see that.
Okay,
though.
so I was like, right. Okay, yeah. So
Trisha's the new Rue.
I would scream
What's
like, no, she's actually gonna be Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is Nate.
Well, she can just do all the characters.
Right, of course, she
I
has
mean,
so many
she's-
like.
I mean-
did you guys see her like Wendy's or Arby's like commercial? She dressed as like.
No.
What?
I'll show you guys later because I have no idea where I would even remotely Google that. But she like dressed in like this Arby's like outfit, like it was like the uniform, right? But then she also had like a wig on and like her male
Okay.
cosplay.
Okay.
But then she was like, Arby's.
Wait, can I tell a little story about Arby's really quick?
No.
Yes.
Arby's. This is like a few
Oh.
years ago.
Yeah.
Frank went through the Arby's drive-through before he was going to work. Then I made him drive by my house and sit on my porch to eat his lunch with me in the like 30 minutes he had before work. But he gets there and he said, "So I went to the drive-through and the guy at the drive-through, he's like 40-year-old man, gave me this card with his number on it, and it was like a free Arby's meal card." And then I was like, "Oh, so Arby's takes face card." Like Arby's takes face card. Like he wanted you bad,
And,
Yeah.
And they do.
and they do.
I
And
mean,
Arby's takes face
I was
card.
the first face card customer, I guess.
Right.
But it's like, hey, do I really want to be walking around saying that, hey, the guy at Arby's.
Yeah, the man.
The
the
man.
male.
The man, mind
The
you.
male
Right.
at Arby's.
So that was, I don't know if that was a low point or a high point for me.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
It was really funny.
Did you ever use that free meal
Hey,
card?
haven't been back.
Oh,
Right.
you're
I've-
scared?
I've never been to Arby's.
Me
We gotta
neither,
go.
because it does
Ooh.
not sound appetizing.
Well, also, you don't eat meat.
We
so
have
it's-
the meat,
Exactly.
and I don't
But the
eat meat,
curly
so.
fries, I feel like I can
Ooh.
support.
And hey, that's why I went back, because
Right.
when I was a
Yeah.
kid, they had this like loaded curly fries thing
Yeah,
with
eat
ranch,
it.
bacon,
Eat it up,
cheese. It was delicious, and they brought it back. I was like, hey, I have to go back,
obviously.
and hey,
And it worked out.
and it worked out.
And
Hey,
it-
we got that for free,
And it worked out.
and it worked
So
out.
with that in mind, what's your third costume?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know, because we're doing Halloweekend in Chapel Hill this year. Well, I am. I don't know if Frank is. We still don't know.
Yeah, well, up in
Um,
the air.
well,
I might be
actually,
in Chapel Hill one night.
well, I'm thinking I'm gonna do Chapel Hill Thursday and Friday, and then because I think my PCM is having a party
Mhm.
Saturday night. They want to do tailgate, football game, nap, haunted house party, and I said, okay.
I would die after
Right.
like tailgate.
Right, like I can tailgate. I won't be going to the football game. I can tell you that right now
Well, at least
because
they built-in nap.
right, I
I mean-
appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm thinking I might borrow like one of Grom's costumes or one of
Yeah.
Emma's costumes because we're the same size. So
That
I'll
might
just
work
wear one
out.
of theirs
Yeah.
for like Thursday night. But yeah,
I need to figure out what I'm actually like doing. I think I'm going to Chapel Hill on Thursday.
okay.
My costumes are Jack Sparrow,
Mm.
a
I love it.
ladybug,
Aw.
and Chloe from Pitch Perfect.
Yes.
Stop it.
Specifically, like the last performance outfit.
Yeah.
And here's why, right? You're probably sensing a theme. I will be dyeing my hair red next week. That's my next hair color. So
Yeah.
I
I'm so
said,
excited.
obviously, like,
Like-
my characters have to match.
like orangey red or like fire truck red?
Like fire truck red.
Okay.
Last
Yeah.
year I did go cool tone red, and I messed with it so hard, and I missed it. So I'm gonna go back for like the fall winter season, and then I'll probably like go back brunette after that.
Are we
but-
doing like full head red? I think yes.
Yeah, like pretty much like balayage type beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Type beat.
Type- I love saying type beat.
You kill me, girl.
I have no idea where I got that from either. I just started saying
It's
it.
a thing.
It's a thing
I mean,
now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Decided.
Now it is.
Well, yeah. So since I said it,
Right.
but I actually have no idea where I'm actually going any of those nights. Like I don't, as of right now, have any plans to go out.
I also because Cleo's my sibling. Cleo is the kind of like the host of
Right.
Halloween this year in Chapel Hill, and they're like, oh, we like there's so many parties we could go to. Like we go this party, and I was like, well, they didn't even say this party, this party. They were like, oh, there's so many things we can do. So
Right.
what are those things
What
going
are
to
the
be?
things?
Because
Yeah,
those
well,
haven't been disclosed
Yeah.
yet.
I'm like low-key debating whether or not I should just like throw something at my apartment. Little Halloween
Yeah.
party.
Mo-
Okay,
little-
there's not
little
a
monster mash?
single ounce of enthusiasm from either of
No,
you.
I just like
Well, I
Okay,
won't be here.
Dumb
so.
idea.
I don't
no,
wanna
I
pressure
like
you.
it. You just would have to invite like a lot of people to make it like a banger.
And you're saying I don't know a lot of people I can invite?
Well,
Yeah.
And that's-
caught.
Oh,
got him.
Bach.
Bach. Frank.
anyway.
Where are we going as Frank?
So that is still kind of up in the air.
Sure.
I'll be honest, my planning for this year's Halloween has kind of been all over the
Slipped
place.
the mind. Yeah.
Yes. My plans are I have some parties that I've invited to that I'm going to go to in Wilmington, but I may come up to Chapel Hill on that Thursday. We'll see. But for costumes, this is also, hey, not solidified anything, but one thing I really I really wanted to be Glinda because I'm.
Can you do
hey,
the little chant?
Which one?
Oh, oh, oh,
So that's gonna be Alphaba.
Well, I know, but I still associate it with Wicked. I never watched Wicked.
Oh,
it's so good.
We gotta change that because
It's okay. I'm okay.
Oh,
Thank you so much, though.
it's
Right.
it's actually good though.
No, it's yeah.
And I wasn't even. Yeah, I like am not the biggest musical person, but I really liked it.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, but I was like, everyone's gonna be Glinda this year, you know.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking about a firefighter.
The next closest
the
thing.
next-
Glinda,
Right,
firefighter.
Glinder.
Glitter. Wait, like what are the like sexy ones?
He
or
was
like
gonna be he was
like a
was
Spirit
going for
Halloween.
sexy.
So everything on my note, I have like a notes app of this,
Right.
and pretty much all of them have "sexy" in front of
of course,
the title.
so it's assumed.
Right.
Which leads me into my thought process debate of the dilemma of going
sexy or no?
sexy or no.
Right.
Question I have once you finish that.
Of
Yeah.
course. Well, that would be a good segue.
That was my goal.
Right. And
Thank
hey, you're
you.
doing great.
Thank you.
Another one I was thinking of is Betty Boop.
But he
Yes.
Because I have the curly hair. I can blow dry it a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
have that from one of the clothing swaps that we've done. Someone put in like a really
boopy dress.
Well, yeah, it was
Boopy
like a little red
dress.
dress, and I'm like, wait, I can kind of just
Wait, was it the red like velvet one?
Yes,
That
yes.
is mine. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Someone happened to put that in that.
I don't know
area.
who that could be.
Yep, it was gonna be you. So
Got him.
we'll see. I had Cupid on there.
Ooh.
That would be cute.
Greek god. I don't know.
I
We'll see.
love the trio one of Kiss, Marry, Kill. I always wanted to do that one. And I
Yeah.
specifically wanted to be Kiss, but
Well, that's like the same thing
kill.
where it's like if you think about like who has put you in their kiss, marry, kills, and it's like your
But-
kill.
I have
people talk about like
so
if
much
you
trauma
if
from
you want to
that.
know your like ratio of how many people have said kiss, marry, kill, or like freak, marry, kill.
yeah.
I want to know so bad, but also
Mm-mm, no.
I have been
You would
told
have to-
many times where I stand in that.
Really?
Are you
rating.
serious?
In elementary school, I don't know why I had such a traumatic childhood, specifically in just elementary school social life. Had people come up to me and be like, "So and so asked me for kiss, marry, kill," and I had you as kill because like you're just not that pretty. Or,
Wait.
like,
Oh my
whatever.
gosh.
did you guys ever
Multiple
get asked out on an
times.
Oreo?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I know what it is, but I never was.
I was. They would ask me out as like a
That's a
joke.
compliment.
Well, actually, no,
Yeah.
I was, but it was like, it was supposed to be like, like in the movies when they pick like the main character before they do their big transformation,
Yeah.
and so it's like the big joke in the school.
Yeah,
you would
that's what they
ask
did
out
to
the
me.
ugliest character
Yes.
in the. Okay, that was what they would do to me.
That's what they did to
Right.
me. Yes, they would ask me out as a joke.
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
And it's like, okay, you're actually you're setting me up for failure for the rest of my life because I'm going to feel like awful about the way that I look for a long time because of this. And they don't even think about it. Like middle school boys don't
Oh,
give
yeah.
a freak about that.
Okay, and then it also leads to being like how do I trust that these people actually like me, or is
Right.
it just like an attention thing? Or,
Right. For
which-
years, I
that
like
could be a
didn't
topic
know.
in itself.
Yeah.
I don't think we have time for. But
Not even remotely enough time. I could go on and on about
Yeah.
the horrors of elementary and middle school social life.
Oh my God.
But back to my original question:
Sexy or no?
sexy or no? The year-long dilemma.
Year long.
I debate
Christmas
every
morning, I
single
wake up
day.
and say, sexy or no?
As I run down the stairs to meet my parents.
12 o'clock on New Year's, that's the first thing I'm thinking about.
And the last thing I think about before I go to bed on December 31st.
Yep.
But yeah, so what was like, I don't know my question I'm going for here, but like you get the debate
Like
like
sexy or
yeah.
no? Yeah, I
on the first year of
understand.
Halloween, like
Like-
first time freedom.
Yeah, like it's your first year, like freshman year at college. You're like, okay, we were having this talk earlier that a lot of freshmen, your only option is to go to like a frat or like a club because
Yeah.
you're not invited to stuff yet. Because like we're now invited to a bunch of stuff because we know a bunch of people now. But like as a freshman, you don't know anybody. So like you have to go to like some janky place and so the like when you usually go to a frat, it's like, oh, let me wear the least amount of clothes possible, like as a woman.
Right.
So then it's like, okay, for Halloween, it doesn't really matter what I am as long as I'm wearing nothing.
Or close to.
Right. 'Cause you were saying
the
like
goal is-
just pasties.
I know.
Like,
The example I used earlier before we started filming was I was like, do I need to wear like my entire like wardrobe as one singular outfit, or do I need to like wear just pasties? Like I'm trying to get that free entry. Like
yeah,
Right.
walking with some tassels. And
Right.
You're set.
I am like maybe not even that. Like I'm playing peekaboo. Like you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like
right.
for
It's just,
the
it's just a
entry.
string.
It's just a string and a dream.
Yeah.
Like let me tell y'all something.
Yes.
Like my costume this year is rope. That is what I'm
Yep.
dressed as. Like that.
Right.
I'm going as dental floss this year.
Oh,
Trying to find my
okay.
dentist.
Oh, wait.
I like that.
Honestly,
You know what I'm
Floss and dentist.
I start flossing like the 2016 dance.
Hey, and that's not getting you anywhere.
Oh. I'll leave.
But no, I'm glad you brought that up because
Thank
one of
you.
my Jillian, one of my good friends from home, she like started flossing the other day, and I'm like, you need to stop. And she was like, what do you mean? Like and like everyone was like on her side, and I'm like, I thought everyone decided that flossing is out, like severely out.
It's
But
pretty
like
out.
it's out, but like when you do it, it's like ironic now.
You gotta be. I would never unironically hit the floss,
Right.
but I would
Hit the floss.
unironically hit the dab. Like,
Oh yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
that's so
No.
funny.
No,
I mean, I'll never walk down the street and be like, hope you're having a great day. Like, I would never do that.
Right.
But like sometimes when I like win an argument or something, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
like,
I hit a quick one of those,
Okay,
a quick
a
head
little-
nod. Yeah, a slight
Yeah.
arm.
Okay.
Oh, and watch me, ooh, watch me,
Watch me.
Superman.
Now anyway,
Yeah.
back to sexier or not.
Right, something
Right.
sexy.
Right, well, that's what I was saying. It's like it feels like either it's you go full send on the sexy, like where the least amount of clothing
Yeah.
possible, or you like do an actually funny costume, like you see like these videos of people being like the Lorax and they're wearing like an
Yes,
orange like
I
suit.
think that's so funny.
I think it's so
Yeah.
funny and like let's do Halloween for fun and not to like get like be out and be
People.
sexy. But
Yeah.
me saying that when all of my costumes are gonna be sexy this year, and they usually
Sure.
always are. So I'm just saying.
Well, you know what really like drives me up? Well, not really drives me up a wall. It doesn't bother me
Me,
that
it
much.
drives me
You know, like something that like kind of makes my eye twitch ever so slightly is like the whole corset princess thing. Like I am gonna be on the anti corset princess. I understand the vision and I like see our thought process here. I think it's just so overdone
I
that like
agree.
I feel like we're getting to a point in 2025 now as a society that we're just moving all of our costumes into corsets.
Yeah.
Like I did see someone dressed up as like the Cruella de Vil and it was a white corset, a white skirt. Like I was like,
Oh.
all right.
I feel like corset is okay if you like me because I'm wearing a corset this year.
Right.
But like it's okay if like you actually put effort into the other pieces.
Right, like I said when I go to Jack Sparrow, and that requires like a corset, but there's also gonna be like a long skirt. There's gonna be the head wrap. There's like
Right.
there's pieces to this. I'm not just wearing a corset and
Right.
like a skirt and like a pirate hat and
Right.
calling it my day like that.
Right, you have to be able to tell what somebody is. Like you can be sexy, you can wear a corset, but I have to know who you are as your costume, or else
Yes.
I don't like it.
Period.
And I stand by
Thank
that.
you.
Bucket.
Bucket. Bucket.
So my end result on the question is to be sexy or not is to A, do whatever you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
and B, recognize your surroundings and who you're gonna be seeing.
That's a big one
Yes.
too.
I always have to establish the plans first, usually before I establish what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Like I need to know like who's gonna be there, what kind of situation it is, and then also like then factor not then like always consider what you're comfortable with first, but then like and then also factor in what you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I make my basis. Like last year, I went as Blue from Blue's Clues and Roderick.
That was good.
Roderick was gonna be like a t-shirt and jeans and a bunch of eyeliner. Like that was not sexy at all, but like it ate down and every single person
Right.
knew who
Right.
I was. Blue was a little bit more sexy because I had like a tighter dress on and like my girls were girling,
Mm-hmm.
but like I did have a felt headband on and like it was a long sleeve dress. So like,
Right.
like it was like,
Right.
there was like a little
Yeah. Like classy sexy.
Yeah.
Classy. Yes, I like that.
yes, his eye.
I like last year Frank and I we did like a
Yeah.
Duo.
a duo costume, not a
There you
couple's
go.
costume, but like I first we didn't actually do anything. We went to Mia's apartment and
Mhm.
ate Taco Bell and then took pictures and then went back inside and laid around.
Yep.
But I was the Playboy Bunny first and Frank was Hugh Hefner. And then we switched costumes and Frank was the Playboy Bunny and I was Hugh Hefner. Wait, I have to tell you the name that we call it because I think it's the funniest thing. Huge Hefner and Playboy Bussy.
That is so.
And that's gonna be us,
funny.
y'all.
And
Talking
we're gonna be here all night.
Uh-huh.
Thank
Huge Hefner,
you.
Playboy Bussy. Let us
Like-
know.
Well, what sent me because I remember seeing your Instagram photos
Yep.
about this because this was like right after we became friends.
Yep.
Or like knew each other. We weren't even
Yeah.
really friends at that point. Like we were, but we weren't really.
Yeah.
And the thing that sent me the most about that was that Frank fit into the outfit.
And
I
the
was
shoes
shocked.
fit too,
Oh,
like
yeah.
my boots.
like it all like not in like a that sounds so demeaning, but like you both like worked it well.
No, I
like
know what you mean. Yeah.
I was like-
thank you.
hello.
Bodies were
Who is
seen.
this icon?
Hello.
Like
Yeah.
Right. That's Playboy Bussy.
We ate, and that's
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner right there.
Hugh Hefner
Looking
is
right at her.
sending me- Oh wow. Clear as day.
Clear as day, sitting right there. Yeah, that was really fun. And like that's another thing we were gonna say is that like you don't have to go to a party. Like we said, we just sat around. Like last year on I like the weekend before Halloween, I was in Chapel Hill and I went like to a party and then I went to see a midnight showing of what's it called? Rocky Horror
Horror.
Picture Show. It was so good. And And then Actual Halloween, I went to a play put on by NC State. It was the
I
Mr.
remember
Burns
that.
play.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Not-
that's right. And like the actors did a great job acting. It just I could not understand what was going on. Like it did not make any sense to me.
It usually doesn't.
Right.
With love and care, like XOXO. But
No,
also,
they're like good actors and like they have great voices and the costumes are great. And that's because I helped work on them. But
of course.
like,
At what point?
like why are we choosing this really niche play that nobody's ever heard of and makes no sense? I don't understand that. Anyway, so that's what I did on Actual Halloween. And then the weekend after Halloween, we did the eating Taco Bell, staying in, taking pictures.
Right.
And it was great.
And okay, that's something that I wanted to talk about too. Like, you don't have to go to a party or a club or something to have a good Halloween weekend.
Right.
Can it be fun?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Does it
Especially as a freshman.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Does it depend on the like alternative? Also, yes. But like, we were just we got dressed up, like in our costumes, hung out, ate Taco Bell, and it was a great night.
Yeah.
So it's like
And there were only 4 of us there.
right. So it's like you don't. I think there's a big expectation for Halloween weekend where it's like, you know, as we said, it's the biggest party, like weekend of the year, but like, you know, and there's expectation to then go to those parties or like have like the best story.
Yeah.
But it's also it's like, right. Like sometimes it's not gonna be fun at a party.
Oh my God, I remember something else that I did last Halloween. It was the weekend after Halloween. I was trying to remember what I did. On that Friday night, I was volunteering at a church lock-in with the little kids at my church. So we were having a sleepover at church. And my church is on Hillsborough Street. Like, and we're surrounded by frat houses, like completely surrounded on every side. So there were parties happening everywhere around
Left,
us,
right, and
like,
center.
Yeah, bumping. And the kids were like running to the window, like, what is that? And I'm like, don't look outside.
Nothing.
You're going to see something you don't want to see.
Right.
Yeah, but so that was my wholesome Friday night.
Mhm.
Aw.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I didn't do a whole lot for Halloween last year. At one point, me and some friends did try to go out, and we left with like the intention was like 15 people were gonna go. Only 3 made it into the club.
Right.
By the time we got there,
Right.
one of them being me. So
Okay.
you know,
You're the 1 in 5.
we were the trio of the night where I saw some crazy things at the club.
Well, because you went to Legends, right?
We did go to Legends.
You'll always see
and
crazy things at Legends.
I saw
This is
more
true.
than one people in an involved activity.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Halloween will do that to
Halloween will do that to
you.
you.
It frees the spirits. It's witching hour all Halloween.
truly.
Yeah, you're
all the
putting some
spirits are out.
skeletons in the closet. Let me
Ooh,
tell you.
yeah.
I love those. Oh, hey, I love these puns, by the way.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, at any time. Thank you.
Love it.
Fuck.
So in summary, live it up. Do it with you're comfortable with. Don't be afraid to push the boundaries, but to a certain degree.
I agree. It's like a little bit of an excuse to be sexy and go out and party, but also I love being cozy. One thing that everybody in my life knows about me is I will be cozy.
Oh yes.
Everybody knows that about me. It's my favorite thing ever. So, like, maybe my dream Halloween plan is to stay in my bed and be cozy and watch a movie. Yay! And that's still so fun. You can party any weekend, like, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So no need to put all the pressure on Halloween.
I agree.
Wait,
Frank,
quick fire round after
Yeah.
that.
final advice about Halloween?
Yeah, I would just.
Yeah.
I would just say, like,
And yeah,
you know, sometimes lower your right. Sometimes lower your expectations. It's not going to be what it's all cracked out to be. But also, like, have a good time. Like,
whatever that looks like for you.
exactly. And you hit the nail on the head.
And you
And
hit
hit the nail on
it.
the head. Like, go dress up. Like, go out with your friends or stay in. Like, and just as long as I feel as you're safe and you're comfortable, that's what a good Halloween weekend should be.
Yeah, stay safe. That's another.
And
Stay
also
safe.
acknowledge that, like, going out 3 nights in a row may not be for you, and that's also
yeah.
okay.
That's the only time I can ever do that. Like I can only lock in
It's a
like
once
that
a
once
year.
a year.
Yeah.
I've actually never gone out more than one night in a row, so this is gonna be really
gosh.
interesting for
Wow.
me.
I've done a 3-day. It was that one spring break we were
yeah.
in Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I didn't end up going to that screamo night thing that you went to for the 3rd night. So I did a
Yeah, no.
2-day thing, but
2-day vendor.
Which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Interesting.
we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Quick fire question around favorite Halloween film.
Oh, I like that.
It doesn't have to be scary, but just like fall Halloween, like
Fall or Halloween?
Halloween centered
Okay.
movie.
I like the Halloween Town movies.
I was gonna say that.
Like the
too.
whole, I watch all of them. I haven't watched them yet, so
Yep.
maybe I'll do that.
I don't
soon.
love the 3rd or 4th.
What? You're not a true fan.
Okay,
You have,
whatever.
to watch all of them.
Well,
I've
she's
watched
not-
all of them, but the first one's the best.
Yeah, second one's pretty good too.
The second one's pretty good, but not as good as the first.
I agree.
but it's respectable. My other favorite is the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I watch that with my mom every year.
Yep. Have you guys
It's a
ever-
rock.
I got a rock. Did you
Whoa.
guys ever watch Spookly the Square Pumpkin?
Stop.
Yes.
No, wait. Okay, can I have a
That's so me
vivid
if I was
memory.
a pumpkin.
Yes.
Oh,
please.
yeah, we know.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Never mind. I was going to say something mean.
Never being welcome.
Yeah.
I said you would be bigly.
You guys kind of give like the big and the small one. Like you guys are like always kind of like attached to
Big
the
and
hip.
small. Big and small.
Well, let's be careful who we're calling big and small because if I'm looking at you, hey, we might be a little different on who we're calling it. But anyway,
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
Sorry, guys.
sorry. But yeah, I have a vivid story about Spookly.
Please.
That's such a funny name.
Like, he is me and I am him.
Yeah.
I am him.
Pookie.
Pookie spooky.
Spooky.
Spooky pookies. Perfect. And scene.
Okay, so I was maybe 9,
Sure.
right?
Okay, yeah, I'm getting the vision.
As we
Really
all
set the
were
scene
at one
for me.
point. Yeah.
I don't
And
I just
We had, shout out, went to the Cheesecake Factory.
You love you some Cheesecake
I
Factory.
love the Cheesecake Factory. I buy the
never
bread,
been.
buy the baguette. Like you can buy them to take home, and I take them home. And
Yeah.
the
That's-
Godiva cheesecake knows me by name. Like
Good-
it's bad.
Godiva. Okay,
Godiva.
time out. I'm
T.O.,
splitting into
T.O.
so many different.
We're gonna circle back. We'll circle back.
Godiva is my cousin's cat, whose name is Godiva, and but Drew was on the FaceTime with me the other week, and she's like Dubai,
Because Dubai chocolate.
because
I
like
got the
Godiva.
reference.
And then,
yeah.
and then you say, hello, Dubai.
Hello-
like
wait,
Rihanna
like
when she's on the
Rihanna.
building.
Hello,
Hello,
Dubai.
Dubai. So
Um,
great to be with you.
I love the
But anyway, back to Spookly. I was 9, went to Cheesecake Factory. Unfortunately, had a stomach bug brewing.
Ooh.
So you know when you eat something
really marinating.
that really and
Cheesecake Factory with a stomach bug is crazy. Like, that's like worst, like, combination.
yeah, and I know I'm not gonna get into detail because hey, PG,
I
you
can't,
know,
yeah,
this
no, I
PG.
can't.
But I remember vividly like being up that night, like sleeping on the couch. We were at my cousin's house.
Yeah.
My aunt, you know, and I was just like could not fall asleep. And
Aw.
I remember waking up at like 4 a.m. and Spookly is on like my screen, like on like the big TV.
Sorry guys, my mom keeps trying to call me.
Hey girl, for a little caller on the pod.
Call her on the pod.
That's really what she say.
Hello.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out if the chili, if that's beef or is it turkey?
We're filming the podcast right now. Say hi to the podcast.
Oh, hi.
It's turkey.
Oh, is it dark meat turkey then?
No, it's just ground turkey.
Did you get ground white meat turkey or brown turkey?
I thought it was white meat. It looked white when I
It-
bought it.
Yeah, I think
think
it
it was
was
white
white.
meat.
If it doesn't specifically say ground breast, then it's not white meat.
I thought it was. I'm like pretty confident.
Okay.
Why? You don't believe in that?
Because if ground white meat turkey doesn't like break down as much as you have it, that's why I was thinking it was beef.
Well, no. I just like I really went in there with it.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
Okay, well, I'll let you get back to the podcast. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
All right, well, I hope that I make an appearance on This Is Turkey with Kieran.
Yeah, this is a new
Julia.
segment we're implementing.
This is turkey,
I
yes.
love that.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
perfect timing for Thanksgiving.
Right. It's
I'll
October.
come on and talk everything about turkey.
Perfect.
Thank you. All
Yep.
right, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
I
Shout
love
out
her.
Amy. Oh, she called me twice and texted me.
She
What's
really
the meat in the
do know.
chili? Was gonna eat some. Think it's beef, but wasn't sure if it was dark.
Can
meat
she not
turkey.
eat?
No, she
beef?
just doesn't like it. She hates dark meat, like
And I love
dark
that she
meat
sets the boundary.
chicken, dark meat turkey.
Yeah, at least she knows herself. I like that.
She'll eat ground beef though, but I think she was trying to figure out like if it was
Oh.
dark meat turkey or ground beef.
Like that. What were we just talking about?
Spookly. So yeah,
Spookly
was on
moral of
TV.
the story. Me and him don't have the best relationship because I associate him with that time.
It's crazy considering you look just like him.
Okay, me when I'm wearing an orange shirt today. Anyway,
Well,
my favorite Halloween movie.
yes.
I was gonna say Halloween Town, but I'll say Hocus Pocus.
That's
That
a good
was gonna be
one.
mine.
That's a very
Yeah.
Halloween-y.
I watched it last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
Spook. Like it just.
Okay, thanks. Sisters.
Sisters?
It's great.
I can quote pretty much 80% of that film.
Really? I've only seen it like twice.
I can do a pretty good play-by-play.
Really.
Do you like
Yeah.
the newer one?
No.
The one that just
Yeah,
Not
true.
even a little bit.
It's like they waited too long to make it.
Way too long.
Also, call me a millennial. I do love them riding on the Roombas though. That's a little
That
funny
was
to
that
me.
was
funny.
funny. That didn't make me laugh. But then when they were like in the Sephora or whatever it was, like putting makeup on and looking in the mirror, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
Product
you can't
placement.
film the first one in like 1990 when that Sephora isn't like really even a thing, and then whip out like
Yeah.
cell phones in the next one. Like,
Right.
let's take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also love it though because Miss Carrie Bradshaw makes an appearance. Well, she is one of the witches.
Right.
And I always got to support my queen.
So just
Always was watching Sex in the City
love.
the other day.
Big is going to the underworld, so
Big is going to the world. Big's the zombie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big's going to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Big.
Oh.
Okay.
So on that note, we're
got me
actually going to be
there.
starting a new segment on the pod
Yes.
called
yes.
Notes App.
Because I have a notes app of things that I have to tell you guys, and I'm really passionate about this one because it kind of relates to the dead horse we were beating earlier.
Wait, what time frame are we at right now?
We have been talking for 40 minutes, so
Okay,
look,
great.
we're chilling.
We're chilling.
Like.
Okay,
Pulling up my Notes App.
wait, okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I meant to say love. I said like.
Like and subscribe! And that's a great reminder that you guys should be liking and subscribe to this podcast because it's available on all streaming platforms wherever you get your podcast,
Aye.
specifically Spotify and Apple Pod.
Woo!
The way you
so-
can tie things together is magnificent. You should just.
Thank you.
I just want to commend you on that.
Thank you. I should be a voice actor.
You should.
Welcome back.
This summer,
Back with me!
Back with me. to go to
Julia,
Greece.
Frank, and Kieran take on the podcast for the 4th episode. Actually, I think this is going to be the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
comes out.
yeah.
Oops.
Frick, we have to redo the whole podcast episode.
We're re-recording the whole thing. Oh, my God. Okay, can I go first on the notes app thing?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, first I have to say, I have, like, low-key 2 things to say. The first one is just, okay,
Okay.
we talked about banana bread in like 2 episodes ago. When this comes out, it'll be 2 episodes ago.
Right.
And
I
how-
love a callback,
Thank you.
a reference.
Right. So we talked about how banana bread is, like, for a man's partner to give him banana bread is
Like a forehead kiss.
It's like a forehead kiss.
Yeah, it's a act of affection, if you will.
Right, and it's like has the equal value of a forehead kiss. Okay,
Right, a synonym.
right, because like these days a forehead kiss means a lot. Like if you're like with a
Yeah.
situation situation
Really?
situationship, and
You don't say.
Oh! when a situationship gives you a forehead kiss, it's like you want more. Like you
Like,
don't
what
want
are
a
we?
situationship. Yeah.
I
So
love forehead kiss.
okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway. Okay.
Lock
So
in.
We're yearning too much. Anyway.
seasonally, it's now time for pumpkin bread. So I was home for fall break, and because I don't take my own advice that I gave you guys on the show, I
Right.
made pumpkin bread for a man, and I brought it
Sure.
over to his house, and it has, hey, maybe even a better effect than banana bread did.
Oh.
Because I talked to him on the phone last night,
Oh.
and sorry.
We'll chat later
We will.
about
I'm
this.
sorry. I talked to him on the phone, and he was like, "I gotta go home and have a slice of your pumpkin bread. It was just so good." And I was like, "And it was,
And it was.
and I did move forward with eating a half of a loaf on my own. So
Hey,
Yeah.
no shame.
it was fire.
When you brought pumpkin bread, I had a soup party this past week.
Yeah,
Do
fine.
tell.
soup.
I did. I had it.
And that's what there's to say.
Yeah, that's the sentence.
We ate soup.
How
We
many?
ate soup.
Can I ask how many you had?
So I made
'Cause I
3
love soup.
soups. I made chili, I made baked potato soup, and then I made tomato soup.
Whoa.
Someone brought tortellini, and then I also had a grilled cheese bar. So I made grilled cheese.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so someone brought brownies, somebody brought apple cinnamon rolls.
Oh, those
somebody
were so
brought, They
good.
were so good.
Somebody brought pumpkin bread.
Someone brought pumpkin bread, and that's where I was going with this.
Me.
Was Julia. So by the way, so what are we now that you brought me?
Oh,
bread?
that's
And Julia did
true.
text me. She's like,
Aw.
"Do you want chocolate chips in it?" And I said, "Yes, please,"
Pretty
because
please,
I
yeah.
love chocolate chips. So we'll be discussing what are we later.
Wait. I got.
Soup party was fire though.
Oh yes.
Yeah, no, that was it.
Oh okay.
Just cut me off. It's fine.
Okay. Anyway.
No label.
What are
Free
we?
spirit.
Nothing.
I'm
So
gonna cry.
my actual thought for this section is you guys know on Instagram when a gym bro has an Instagram account that's his gym account and the names are some like crazy it's like train or die like it's like
Yes.
like why is it
Wait to the max 487.
right it's like join along for the journey and it's like
As
they're
I
just, like,
teach you
doing
how to
like
get
this.
shredded. And it's
Right.
like, we're going to be taking our 750-pound weights and repping 3.
Let's get creative with some creatine.
Oh my god! And they like have like they give you like a tour of all their protein powders.
Oh my gosh.
Like
It's like a spice rack,
Yes.
but like just.
the pumpkin bread guy, he has an entire cabinet full of different flavors of protein powder. He just collects them.
Love that.
And
There's like so many comments I can make about that. though.
right, I don't. And they're like, how to get 80,000 grams of protein in your daily diet. all you're gonna do is be like Gaston and eat 6 dozen eggs a morning.
6 full chickens.
Yeah.
Live.
The extra live protein.
Extra live.
Extra live.
Can I chime in with something with
Yes.
this? People who, hey,
Yeah.
to each their own, but like
Sure.
everyone who's like, I gotta have these supplements or like these powders. I'm like, but then like praise like a holistic, like
Right, that's not
natural
holistic.
life. I just feel like, also, am I one to talk? No, because I will be eating, 3 grams of Red 40 a day.
Right.
So like,
Right.
But also, I'm
Also,
not
you're an American, so it's
that, and I'm also not advocating to be like
No.
holistic, healthy.
Right.
No,
I'm not lying.
Hey, I'm
I
not-
own
no
my
point.
lack of
Right.
health.
No, thank you.
I own my poor diet.
Right.
So
No, I was talking about this, I think, on the first pod episode. At one point last year, my diet was quite literally, and I'm not even joking, root beer, saltines, and a pint of ice cream. That was all I ate every day for like a month.
Go-to meal.
Did I lose weight? Yes, because I was walking 5 pounds.
yes.
So
Okay.
skinny.
Uh-huh.
But I was literally like, that was it. And I was like, wow, like life is so good. Like I was taking down 4 boxes of saltines, not the packs, like
Boxes.
the full box with the 4 sleeves. Like that was
Wow.
16 sleeves of saltine a week.
Okay, math. Okay,
I'm in
mental math.
stats. Okay. We have an exam in 2
How'd
weeks.
that
Oh.
that
Yeah.
exam go?
The first one, I got a 95.
I won't be sharing what I got.
Oh, okay. Hey, and we love you anyway.
Thank you.
No, because I
congrats.
actually did jump out of this like the seat once again. I have
I-
a habit of like
Yeah.
lifting upwards with my body. Like I saw that grade and I literally went, and I like had to run out before I started. Like I literally was like, oh.
Because everybody's still taking other exams around.
No,
you,
so I had to be quiet. I was like, I can't remember my score, but also like I'm
I can't
crying.
remember
Like I about frolicked to the car.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. So I think I actually decided to take a longer walk to work after that because I was just so high on life.
I like that.
I will not be having that same experience in about a week and a half from now, so I'm gonna soak it in while I can.
Woo!
Um,
Okay, everybody's notes app.
yes, Frank, do you want to go?
You go.
You want me? Okay.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, I have a couple. This is the one I don't think I've brought it up here, but I have brought it up with Julia once.
Mhm.
Is that I wonder in the entirety of my life if I've seen all the variations of time on a clock.
Oh, we were talking about this the other day.
And I've been
Mm.
thinking about this because like when is the last time you've ever seen 2:36 on a clock? Literally never.
I feel like I've seen 2:30.
Like 5:12? Like who sees 5:12? I don't. 5:19? Like never heard of her. 3:42? Like what?
yeah.
Like but I just wonder in like the span of my life if I've seen every single time variation because like obviously there's like it happens twice a day. So
Right.
like
I mean,
how
the chances are pretty high.
yeah, it gets pretty good. Like I just wonder if I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Or like, can you like assign things to like, oh, like this happened at this time?
yeah.
Which I don't know if that's even plausible because the only times that are really significant is like when you're born or like New Year's. So
Right.
wait,
We got married.
I-
I don't
I meant okay. Wait,
yeah, in the
that-
sense
Born
that
in New Year's.
in the sense that I mean like when things are like associated with like a specific time.
Wait, that actually has a same vein kind of question I have, kind of
Okay.
springing off that.
Yeah.
Do you guys associate colors with numbers?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
So I have thoughts and feelings. I have colors with letters and colors with numbers
me too.
that I have big thoughts on.
Do you have them with months and days as well?
I do.
Yeah.
Like 7,
yeah.
red. Okay, the color red, the number 7, and Thursday are all the same.
I
would
disagree.
I agree with you,
Completely.
Kieran.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
7's green. It is Thursday.
7 is green. 7 is lime
No.
green.
Oh.
4 is lime green. 7 is like darker green.
4 is purple.
What about
Oh.
3 is yellow?
3 is blue, babe.
3 is not blue.
3 is like red.
This is the same debate as like what color notebook is science?
Green.
Green.
I agree.
And I'm
green.
so strongly on that. Green is
Red.
science is English.
Red is
Red is
us.
English.
What's English?
No, red.
I would say
No.
blue.
No,
I agree.
Blue is math.
No.
I've seen
Math's
this hill my
red.
whole life. No.
Well, what's social studies?
Yellow.
Yellow.
I used to have a yellow notebook for
It was either yellow or white.
Well, at least we can agree with science and social studies.
Yeah. I love social
I'll take
studies.
2 out of 4.
Anyway.
So I was just thinking about that though.
I have to sneeze.
No.
Okay.
Something I've also been like thinking about. There's so many I could like talk about, but like the power of sure or sure. Like when someone texts me
Oh.
sure, I like am kind of going through 3 stages of grief. Like I'm
Right.
not quite sure where. Like, like I'm not quite aware of where we're at. Like, hey, do you want to come with me? Sure. Like, or is it like sure, or is it like sure?
Or like for sure.
like
Yeah.
for sure, like sure, like, or if it's just like because maybe it's just like people I've been around in life, but I'm like, oh hey, could you do that? And they're like, sure. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and leave, like whatever.
Right.
Like something about the word sure is just so like I feel like it has so many connotations depending on like the exact tone of voice you
I
use.
agree. How do you say it? Do you say sure or sure?
When I'm like in a comedic sense, they'll say sure, because I'll be like, sure, like, sure. But I'll be like, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I say sure.
You always say everything wrong.
Wrong is crazy.
Different?
Different.
This is an accepting environment.
Thank
For
you,
everybody
girl.
but Frank.
Okay, I'll be telling that to the linguistics department here that we met up with
Really,
yesterday.
I love them.
Yes, at the State Fair they have a booth every year.
Yeah.
And every year we get a new pin that has like a little,
Oh,
I got
slang
another
on it.
sleigh pin this
Me as
year,
well.
Little collection.
and it's purple, and I was like, you know what you're doing.
What kind of things did you guys collect, or did you ever collect things? growing up?
Rocks and like crystals and gems.
I have a couple.
I used to collect rocks. I have a button
Okay.
collection that I inherited from my grandmother. I have a lot of books. I collect books, which is like I feel like a classic thing to collect. Yeah.
Mine is keychains. Every single time I travel somewhere, I buy a keychain.
Mhm.
Or like every time I have a different life events. Like when I started college, I got an NC State keychain.
I like
I
that.
love
So I can like tell little stories by my keychains. Another was special quarters.
Oh.
I always
Ah.
collected quarters that had like weird designs on them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have quarters from like 1960 and like I have a quarter from like 2012 that like has like weird designs on it.
Interesting.
Okay.
I like that.
So-
Good for you.
I feel like that's another notes app thought.
I do like
What about
that.
someone
Yeah.
else who?
Frank?
No tap.
No tap.
Well, this is kind of like in vein of what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm seeing Billie Eilish tomorrow in Charlotte.
Miss Eyelash.
Shout out to my girl, missing her. Hey, saw her once.
Never met.
Never met her.
Wow.
But my thought with that is like the concert experience, and I know this is like such like a talked about debate already, but like the post-concert amnesia,
Yeah.
Mm.
and it's like because I saw her with Mia last year,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and it was a great concert. I loved it, and I'm happy to be back. But like I could not tell you really what happened, so it's like will I be experiencing it like for the first time again tomorrow? It's like. I feel like post-concert amnesia is such a real thing, as we talked
Yeah.
about, because it's low-key scary.
Because like after Taylor Swift, Frank and I went to Taylor
Oh,
Swift
yeah.
with like, a few of our other friends, and that was like I had amnesia after that. I was like, well, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
Did we do
Yeah.
anything yesterday or
Mhm. And it's
y'all
like,
do?
do I remember the videos or do I remember
Right.
being there?
right?
So that's something to sit on.
Yeah, I threw up.
Sit on
after-
it.
Sit on it. I love that. I threw up after a
Oh.
concert once because I was so
Mama
excited.
threw up.
Mama, I threw up after Sam Smith. I saw Sam Smith a couple years ago, and
I love that you love Sam Smith.
I'm seeing Sam Smith again in New York.
Oh my
Yes,
god!
Madison Square.
Yeah. No, they're doing like it's like
Yeah, actually,
underground, like 30 people in like, because it's like
Wait,
they've been
actually?
performing for the past like few months in this like same location. It's like a special thing.
Mm.
But I saw Sam Smith for the first time. I grew up listening to Sam Smith. My mom had Sam Smith as her ringtone, so like me and Sam like were tight.
Mommy don't know
okay.
Daddy's
All right,
getting.
It was
let's
one
not.
time.
We're gonna shut off your mic.
Okay.
I actually have control of the mic, so
This is true. Sorry.
Okay.
Love
It's my
you.
turn to speak, not yours. I'll
Sorry.
wait.
Ooh.
So yeah,
As I'm
bubbles
here.
in our mouth. I actually did that at the swoop party. I was trying to tell them it was time to eat, and I said, "Bubbles in our mouth. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me," and they all listened.
Spoons in
that's
our mouth
crazy.
soon.
Yeah. Soon to be. But yeah, I got so
Spoon to be.
excited. Spoon to be.
All right.
That was me when I did. I called it Souptober, and then I would call it Spoopky. SPOUPKY. Spooky.
Right.
But yeah, I threw up after Sam Smith because I was so excited. I've also seen Hozier like 4 times, 3 or 4
Yeah.
times. Could not tell you like anything that happened.
Well, we saw
We gotta-
Hozier.
We were. I was actually there at that
Yeah.
same one.
Actually.
But we
Yeah.
we didn't get tickets. We were just on the boardwalk, and there's like a video of Cleo like Hozier sings the first note, and Cleo like clutches her chest. They're like, and it's like okay,
like collapses
like
almost.
so millennial. Like me when I
Yeah.
see the Disney like castle for the first time after COVID, and they like collapse to their knees.
No,
I-
that's me or that video watching Taylor Swift like announce the Torture Poets department.
Oh
and
my
I
God.
can't.
I'll show it to you after this, but it's like I was watching the Grammys and I was recording it because, of course,
Right.
and she announces she was like my new album, and I like shriek.
Yeah, it's really funny.
And looking back, hey, let's calm down.
That was me in a Starbucks actually when Sam Smith announced they were going on tour. I had skipped class, band class, and went to Starbucks because it was in walking distance.
Alright.
And I was just sitting there, and I saw the notification because they had posted it on their Instagram, and I called my mom hysterically crying. And she actually like had gotten my dad out of a meeting, like something's wrong with Kieran, like we need to go. Like, and I was like, no, Sam Smith's on tour. Like Sam Smith's on tour. And my mom was like, I'm gonna kill you. Like I'm going to actually harm you when I see you next.
Okay, I'm sorry. That reminds me of when I called you when I left your house.
Oh.
Do you want to tell the story from
I
your
will,
point of
yes.
view? Okay.
We had been hanging out, and he left my house at like 11 p.m. And he's driving home. He like used to live like 15 minutes away from me, so in that time I had taken a shower, gotten out of the shower, was in my bed being cozy.
Sure.
He calls me and he says, Jew, and I say, oh my god, he's in a car wreck. Like, let me get out of my bed. Like, you know,
jump up.
Right. I'm like, Frank, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And he's like, there's a spider in my car. And I'm like, oh, you're freaking kidding me. Like, be freaking for real.
Yeah, I was parked out of the car. Actually, I was out of the car. I was so safe. And I was like, Drew, there's a spider this big. And it was like on my center console. And I screamed and it like ran at me faster. Mind you, this was a few months ago.
Well, so I actually do the same thing when the Kentucky butter cake cookie at Crumble comes.
Oh.
I cannot, like, I love that cookie so much. The last time that it came out a few weeks ago, I had called my parents and I individually, and I said, are you sitting down? You need to sit down. Like, I need you to be sitting down when I tell you this. Like, I was like, and they're like, oh my God, like what? Like, I'm at work. Like, do you need me to like blah, blah, blah? And I was like, the Kentucky butter cake cookie's back. And they were like, I'm hanging up.
Right.
Oh my God, you know what makes me that excited? Is when you guys follow our Instagram at TWTS Pod.
One note from Frank.
I had one more notes app thing to say.
Oh,
Is that okay?
Well, we're at 55 minutes.
I'll go
No,
super
we're
quick.
so fast.
It was kind of in the same vein about, times. You ever think about like,
No.
like
Me when
days,
I-
like specific dates could have so much significance in the future, but you just don't know it.
Yeah.
Like I think about like times, like days that like I've met people or like
Like the butterfly effect or whatever. it
yeah,
is.
we were talking about this the other day, but
What
just
were we
like
talking about
I
that had that effect?
I don't remember anyway. But it's just like to think of like I don't know, like a day in October could mean nothing, but then next year it's like
It
oh my
means
god,
so much.
it's like like this is the day I'll have a kid or like I'll get married or
Yeah.
like this is the day I'll die, and it's like
Oh,
oh my god,
okay, got it,
you
okay.
just never know.
Well, you know
You
what else
really-
is significant to me? Having Frank on the pod with us today.
Yes, thank
It
you
was
for
so
coming.
meaningful.
And it was so significant to me too. This has been a long time coming. Hey, 5th episode.
Yeah.
But I
A
am.
significant date for you.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yep.
When will this be out? October 31st?
Yes.
That'll be a lot of significant things will be happening that day. And yeah, I'm just so happy to be here. Thank you for having me
Of course.
on the pod
On
with
the
my
pod.
two favorite my co-podders.
What?
What are you guys called?
Co-hosts?
Co-podders.
Co-pod.
Co-casters.
Co-cast.
Well, you can keep up with this co-cast at TWTS Pod. You can also get our individual accounts. Well, if you want to follow along our journey, tell us what you're thinking, what you want to hear, and what you thought of the pod. We will also make sure to tag Frank when we post about this episode.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty significant to me because we're here to tell you the truth.
Because they don't always get it right.
Bye.
Bye.